Hi Yogi, and welcome to Sarasponda Yoga Online. My name is Sarah and I will be guiding you through your yoga practice today, which is going to be a nice, gentle, restorative sort of sequence. I'll be using some props today as well as pillows that I've got around the house. The softness is really what we're looking for today, trying to relax, release, and having a pillow for support is actually a really good tool to be able to do that. So once you've got all the props that you'd like to practice with nearby, come to a seated position in the center of your mat and we'll begin. Coming into a comfortable seat, whether it's easy pose with one foot stacked in front of the other like I'm doing here. That's a bit much. Maybe cross-legged is better for you today. You can always prop up the knees with blocks or pillows, or alternatively sit on top of a block or a pillow. If you're feeling a lot of tension in the hips, you might extend your legs slightly forward or all the way out if you've got some knee issues and the deep flexion feels like too much to begin. Just find a place where you feel comfortable and you can support your spine, though still relaxed through the shoulders and upper back. We'll be here for a couple of minutes and I invite you to change up the position of your legs at any point in time if you find that you are becoming uncomfortable and having to spend too much mental energy on the physical body. Bring your hands onto your knees, either palms up or palms down. Just finding a spot where you can relax the shoulders as evenly as possible. Taking a deep breath and filling the lungs up to the top. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, relax the shoulders and soften your elbows toward your hips. You might like to close your eyes and bring your awareness inside your body to your breath. Just notice how you're breathing. No judgment. No rigidity or stiffness. Find an easy breath that is full but feels natural and supportive to you. Begin to root down through the base of the spine and the sits bones where your body meets the mat. Become more grounded. Keeping that gentle downward pressure through the seat. Take a deep inhale through the nose and lengthen up through the base, the root of the spine, low back, mid back, upper back, the neck or cervical spine and the crown. Exhale slowly through the nose. Keep that length through the back body. Relax or release the shoulders a little bit more. Maybe you squeeze them together if it helps, getting a stretch, or shake them out. We'll start to incorporate some movement in seated, but before we do, I'll invite you to set an intention for your own practice today. On an inhalation, sweep your arms out and up, creating space. Move slowly and mindfully and gaze past the fingertips or keep your eyes closed, reaching up. Exhale your hands to your heart in Anjali Mudra or prayer position. If it feels good, bow your head, tuck your chin to chest, getting a deeper stretch through neck and shoulders. Keep the spine long, shoulders relaxed, and the core slightly engaged to support the back body. One more deep breath as you press firmly into your hands and repeat your intention or your mantra if you created one just a moment ago. Again, soften your hands down to your knees. Another breath and relax there. On your next exhale, gently drop your chin toward your chest, releasing the shoulders, emptying the lungs of breath. Inhale and bring your chin toward your right shoulder. And exhale, sweep back down toward the chest and over to the left side. Moving with the breath. Inhale here again, lift up the chest. And exhale, sweep the chin down toward the chest, keeping long through the spine all the way over to the right side. Now you can continue at your own pace here, whatever works best for you. So a few half circles right and left. If it feels good, come into full circles, lifting up the chest and going all the way around as you exhale, chin to chest, navel to spine. Moving in one direction for a few breaths so that you can find your flow, see what's going on again in this movement. And start to incorporate the spine as well, a little bit of movement, right, left, forward, and back. Again, all optional. If it becomes complicated or confusing, or maybe you just prefer stillness, that's fine. Take your stillness instead. With as much or as little movement as you choose here, focus on the breath. And let that guide your practice. If the breath becomes labored or you notice that you're holding it, just take a moment. Return to breath, prana, and then add movement as you're able. One more deep breath, movement of the neck, maybe shoulders and spine if it feels good. Your way, doesn't have to look like anything. Exhale the shoulders away from the ears, sitting tall. You might like to take the opposite position with the legs that you started in, so maybe bringing the other foot forward or on top. And it might, again, look or feel different than the other side, totally fine. Just be where you are. Relax your knees as evenly as you can. Relax your hips. Deep inhale through the nose, lengthen up. Long, slow exhale through the nose. Relax the shoulders, stay rooted. Relax the low body. On your next inhale, bring your shoulders up to your ears all the way, and exhale, roll them back. Again, a few more times like this, creating your own movement as big or small as feels good today. Maybe it doesn't feel good at all. Maybe you're looking for a little progress somewhere, working through an injury. And just knowing that discomfort, if it's natural to your body, your current situation, it's okay to continue to move through it as best as you're able. Pain, though, is something that we have to respect, be aware of, and try not to push through. One more breath with your shoulder movement. You can roll them forward if you prefer that. And again, coming to a relaxed seated position. Sweep your arms up toward the ceiling on an inhale. Create lots of space. Again, open the front body, gaze up, lift the chest. On your exhale, turn to the right, bringing left hand in front of you and right hand back behind. Really extend the arms, create as much space as you can with the body. Inhale, look forward and then up to the ceiling. Reach up with both hands. Exhale, twist from the core, reaching back with the left, forward with the right. Keep the torso lifted, shoulders back. Knees down, inhale, come back to center. Stretching your hands up, gazing up. Exhaling, twist from the core, look back over right shoulder, reach for the mat. Keep your spine long. Inhale again, lengthen up to ceiling. Relax your knees. Exhale, twist left. Like you're pushing through the hands, moving through honey or molasses or maybe just water. Inhale, back up, stay rooted. Exhale, twist right. Last one to this side. Squeeze your shoulder blades together at the bottom, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale again up to center, still moving from the core, gazing past fingertips, find length. And exhale, twist left, pushing down through the hands, shoulders away from the ears and knees relaxed. Inhale, hands up, chest up, gaze up. Exhale, hands at the heart Anjali Mudra. If you feel so inclined, you might bow your head. Or keep the chin and chest high. One more deep breath. Hands to the knees, relax the shoulders. One more movement in the seated position. I'm just turning this way so you can get a better view of what's going on. Again, maybe adjusting your legs if you feel that you need to, finding some comfort in your seat. And of course, you're welcome to bring a pillow or a block under the bum if you like that added support. Hands on the knees, chest up, long spine. Broaden the collarbone, spread it apart. Shoulder blades down the spine. And just make sure that you're not backward bending as you open up through the chest and the front body. We do want to create that space, but almost like you're leaning against a wall. So as though you were kind of pressing the low to mid back against the wall if you were seated against it. And it helps to really engage the core by strengthening or contracting the front abdominal muscles and drawing the navel or the belly button in and up toward the spine. Find that core engagement to support your body. If you feel like it's really difficult, you're shaking, don't worry. It means you're doing it right. You're doing a good job. Stay with the breath. Bringing your hands out to the side. Again, chest up and shoulders back. Just reach the fingertips so that they're grazing the mat beside you. Look over your right shoulder at the right fingertips and turn the palm to the ceiling. On an inhale breath, reach out, all the way extend the arm and up toward the ceiling, finding all of your length or expansion. On your exhale, reach over, getting into the side body. If you feel compressed through the left side, just try walking the hand over a little bit out away from the body and bending the elbow toward the hip. You don't have to go very deep, especially if you feel like the right hip is lifting or you're rolling forward. Just come up, straighten out like you're stacking the shoulders. Find more length through the right arm. Expand through the right side chest, side body down through the hip and root the right hip and sits bone into the mat. Press down with the left hand, one more breath to find space. Rooting down, inhale and rise up. On the exhale, bring right fingertips to the mat. Look over to your left hand. Flip the palm, take another deep breath through the nose and reach out and up with the left arm. Again, finding as much space as you can. Maybe wiggle the right hand out a little bit if you need more room. Exhaling to explore the depth in the side body without pushing it all the way in your first breath. As you know now, we'll stay here for a few breaths to explore the side body. So with every exhale, maybe you can go a little bit deeper, or perhaps you've already found your maximum depth, where you feel that stretch, that intensity you need, but you can still breathe deeply in and out through your nose. We're gonna flow now. So inhaling, arms up through to the center line, reach up and root down, and exhale, right arm over your head. You can look down at the hand on the floor, or if it's not too much strain, look up at the right. Inhale, sweep both arms up through the center line. Exhale, all the way over your head. Keep the shoulders stacked. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, reach over to the left side with the right arm, like you're moving between two panes of glass, not rounding forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, stretch to the side. One more time to the left. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up to the right last time. And exhale to explore some depth. Inhale again, arms to ceiling. And exhale, hands at the heart. Hands to the knees. Relax. Deep breath. And let it go. Bring your knees together. Turn your feet back behind you and come onto the heels. Knees together, tops of the feet on the mat. So if this feels manageable, great. You can stay here in hero. We're going to add something for the arms and shoulders, chest and upper back as well. If you have a lot of tension in the low body today, maybe you incorporate a yoga block or a pillow under your seat to reduce some of that low body discomfort. If you're feeling pretty good in hero pose and you'd like to get more into your feet and ankles, then you might want to add an intense toe stretch, bringing your body weight forward onto the hands, tucking all 10 toes, and making sure that you can get them as far up the mat as you can. So trying to include the pinky toes in there as well. Moving your weight back as much as you're comfortable and sitting up nice and tall. Take a deep breath and lengthen the spine. On your exhale, relax the shoulders, stay tall. Maybe you engage the core a little bit more if it's gotten soft or tired. On the inhale, again, lengthen up, keep pressing through the toes on the mat or the tops of the feet. Make sure you're not collapsing your weight onto your heels. Hold it strong through your exhale. Interlace your fingers in front of your body. Palm press. On the inhale, palms out and arms up and back. Trying to bring the arms in line with your ears. Don't worry if it's too much today, just do your best. Relax your shoulders a little bit. Try to square them even them out as much as you're able to. So just notice if one is really lifting up to the ear, gently draw it down. Inhale, press up, lengthen. Exhale, soften the shoulders or squeeze the shoulder blades down the spine if the more active, energetic approach is what you're looking for. Inhale the hands to prayer as you gaze up and stretch up. And exhale the hands at the heart. If you've taken toe stretch, bring your hands forward so you can come out of it nice and slow. Untuck the toes, and again sit back on the heels into hero pose. Come into child's pose at the back of the mat. And keep your knees together if you like that, or bring them a little bit wider if you prefer. Soften your belly over your thighs, soften your arms and the forehead to the mat. If it's a stretch, again, incorporate a block or pillow to bring the mat closer to your body. Make sure you can relax through your arms and your shoulders, your upper back, even your hands and your wrists. Take a few deep breaths in and out through the nose and try to settle in, finding some comfort or relaxation here, some softness. And if it feels interesting to you today, for the last few breaths in child's pose, you might like to experiment with turning the palms up toward the ceiling, rolling the forearms up, and getting a bit of a different sensation through the shoulders and arms, maybe upper back or chest. Also opening the hands up, sort of symbolically opening yourself up for change and transformation, and just staying open to the unknown. Being okay with whatever comes and whatever goes. Now bring the hands out in front of you if they're back by your sides, and keep the hands in line with the shoulders, the elbows lifted off the mat, so you are actively stretching forward, and just the palms are rooted down, still reaching the hips back toward the heels. We're going to roll forward with a rounded spine, so like cat pose if you know that one. On an inhale breath, chin to chest, and roll the spine forward, belly button up and in, round back. At the top of the breath, exhale the hips down to the mat nice and slow with control as you draw your shoulders back away from your ears, bend the elbows and lower down to cobra. Deep breath, open up the chest, shoulders back, squeeze the thighs, and exhale, slowly lower, one vertebrae at a time, and relax your chin on the mat here. If your legs are a little bit open, bring them together, side by side, squeeze them tight, tops of the feet on the mat, toes reaching back. Start with your hands under your shoulders, nice and tight, so the tops of the fingers in line with the tops of the shoulders and the pinkies with the sides. Draw shoulders back, elbows toward the hips, and belly button to spine so the core is engaged and it supports the back bend here. Squeezing legs, maybe kneecaps lift off the mat, root the tops of the feet down, push the hands and gently inhale, lift up the chest, expand your front body open to the ceiling. You can come all the way up into high cobra if it feels inviting today. If there's too much tension in the hips or low spine, just keep it nice and low. Inhale again, lift up the chest, find your full expansion, shoulders back, arms close to the body, elbows to hips. Exhale, lower with control, opposite way you entered, and settle in. Deep breath, let it go. Arms back behind you, interlace the fingers. You can rest your hands on your bum and bend the elbows for the setup. Again, squeeze the legs nice and tight, press the tops of the feet into the mat. Engage the quadriceps muscles, point the toes back, engage the core. Take a deep breath. Grip the hands, palms tightly. Lift up the chest and the legs. Reach your arms back. Lift up the chin. Extend the entire spine from the base or root and even beyond through the toes. So legs are really actively engaged, reaching back and up. Grip tight, draw the shoulders back. One more deep breath through the nose and gaze up. Exhale, lower. Bend the arms. Again, hands under the shoulders. Take a deep breath. Lift up the chest. And exhale, sit all the way back into child's pose. Hips to heels. Again, roll forward to tabletop this time. Stacking hands under the shoulders and knees under the hips. You can tuck the toes if you like, or tops of the feet on the mat instead, whatever feels best. Lengthen the spine, tailbone away from the crown. Root down firmly through the hands and the knees, drawing inner thighs toward each other and reaching the toes back. If you feel like you're pushing the elbows forward or hyperextending the arms, slightly bend them, wrap the triceps back, shoulders away from the ears, spread the shoulder blades, and slowly work on straightening the arms as you keep that firm engagement through the palms. Make sure your core is really strong. Pull the front body into the back body. One more deep breath. Root down, extend up. Now inhale and lift up the tailbone, relax the belly down, expand the chest, the heart forward, and draw the shoulders back as you gaze up. Exhale, chin to the chest, round the spine, belly button up and in. All the air out of the lungs. Again, inhale through to cow pose, hips up, belly down, moving with the breath. Chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, cat. Round the spine, hips forward, navel to spine, arch the upper back and press. Keep going with your own breath at your own rate. And maybe you start to incorporate some side to side action. Maybe it starts to look and even feel a little bit less like cat-cow. And it just begins to look and feel like your own organic, authentic, natural, and necessary movement today. Keep it really easy, don't think about it too much. Explore the body, see what's going on here for you today. And just try to move with the breath. See where it takes you, what it can show you. One more deep inhale. Long, slow exhale. And come back to tabletop. Neutral spine, stay rooted, tuck the toes. We're gonna come into downward facing dog. We're gonna do it nice and slow so we can really feel it. Make sure that we're setting up properly. Since it is a sort of foundational posture for a lot of our more active vinyasas, it's good to take it slow at some point and really sort of digest all the different parts that are working together. So pressing down through the hands firmly, shoulders back away from the ears, create a really strong base through the shoulder girdle, the upper back. Root down through the toes and pressing down, use the core, lift the knees up. Take a deep breath, make sure you're strong. If it feels good, another deep inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, hips up and back. Slowly opening up to your downward facing dog today, checking that the feet are about hip width distance apart, heels in line with the toes. Start to bring your heels toward the mat without forcing them down, especially if you're really tight through the hips or hamstrings, or maybe into the low back, since that is all connected back there. You might like to bend your knees instead so you can lengthen the spine, pull the shoulders up away from the ears, and create a really nice long straight spine from the heels of the hands up to the hips. Take a deep breath and start to walk your dog, paddle it out right and left. On your next inhale, look forward between your hands, come up high on the toes, so heels up. Engage the core as you exhale, rooting down firmly and stretching the hips higher. Continue to look at that one spot between your thumbs and tiptoe your feet up, slowly moving with the breath. So with every inhale, bring one hip up high as though you're pulling the femur bone into the hip socket. On the exhale, slowly step that foot forward, root down. Inhale the other foot up, pressing through the hands, shoulders back, exhale, foot forward. If it's too much for you, you just bend the arms and the knees, go slow. Come onto the fingertips. And walk your feet right up to your wrists, coming into Ardha Uttanasana or half forward fold with the feet hip width distance apart. If you feel like reaching the mat is a big stretch for you and you feel a lot of tension in the low back or the hips or hamstrings, you can either modify by bending your knees here, as long as you're still stretching your spine straight forward over the thighs, or you can bring a yoga block right under the hands. And just bringing the floor a little bit closer to you this way, finding the really nice alignment of both the legs and the spine. So if you find that you have to round or bend something to get the full expression of the pose, don't. Just take it back a couple of steps. Find the foundation, so maybe bending the knees to create less tension in the hamstrings or the low back, bringing a block into the equation. And slowly just expanding and opening up to the pose until one day you're here comfortably with a straight spine and straight legs without pushing the knees back, but really engaging the quadriceps, the fronts of the thighs. Reach your chest forward as you draw your shoulders back and push down into the mat firmly with your fingertips and your toes. Make sure the heels aren't lifting off the mat. Lift the hips up high. Lengthen from the low spine. Navel in toward the spine to support the back body. Take one more deep breath in your half fold, and on the exhale, soften a little bit. Bend the knees. Just relax all the way down. You can shake your head left and right. Yes, no. Whatever feels good. Just release the neck. Release your arms, your shoulders, upper back. Maybe you grab the elbows and slowly sway side to side. Just playing with shifting the weight from one foot to the other, slowly and with the breath. Keep the legs strong and firmly rooted even as you move. And keep your core engaged to support your upper body, but otherwise relax all the way down. Use each exhalation to let go of something if you can. Relax a little bit more. Can stay in any areas that feel like they need more love or attention. Bring your hands down to the mat so that they're under the shoulders, and inhale to lift the chest. On the exhale, palms to the mat or yoga blocks. Then lift up the heels again, inhaling. On the exhale, navel to spine. Keep looking between your hands or a little bit more forward. And walk the feet back just as you came. You can go a little bit faster this time or slow it down if you prefer. Finding your way back into downward facing dog, feet about hip width distance apart. Hands shoulder width, make sure that the shoulders aren't creeping to the ears, really push the mat away. From downward facing dog, wiggle the feet out slowly, heel toe, about mat width distance, or if you're comfortable on whatever surface you're working on today, feel free to wiggle them out even further so that you're creating a sort of hybrid between downward facing dog and a wide-legged forward fold. Really root firmly through your feet as you continually lift your hips up and back and lengthen the spine. Breathe deeply in and out through your nose and use the breath to expand the body even more. So every inhale creates more space, lifting the hips, rooting down firmly through your hands and feet. Every exhale either grounds you down more firmly or maybe opens you up to a little bit more depth in the pose. If it feels comfortable, imagine melting your heart toward the mat. Chin forward, looking forward. Don't force your way down. Make sure you're not collapsing between the shoulders. Spread the shoulders apart. Keep the shoulders back away from the ears. One more breath. Now looking forward, bring your elbows down to the mat, either together or one at a time. And start to walk your feet together so you're coming into dolphin pose. Root the forearms, lift the shoulders up and back. Lengthen the spine. Look just between the elbows. One more deep breath. Maybe you walk the feet a little closer if you're looking for a challenge. Slowly come onto your knees. Bring your hips over your knees, your legs about hip width distance apart. You can tuck the toes or tops of the feet on the mat again. Now walk your elbows down under your shoulders. Make sure that the elbows aren't splaying out to the side. Hands, elbows, shoulders in alignment. Lift the hips up high. Make sure that the hips stay over the knees throughout this entire pose. Slowly again melt your chest toward the mat, lengthening your arms forward to the top of the mat. Coming into extended puppy pose. You don't have to come all the way down. A nice modification is to bring a pillow or a little blanket or something underneath the chest and the throat, or maybe the chin, so that you can support yourself in this pose and get the depth without collapsing. We'll stay for 2 more deep breaths in and out through the nose. Still looking for length through the spine, space through the shoulders, upper back. And really softening into that opening through the front side of the body. Lift your hips up, walk yourself back to child's pose, balasana. Knees together or more open if you prefer. Arms in front of you or back by your sides. Rest your forehead on the mat or a block or pillow. You might like to turn your head to one side. Try to do both sides if you do choose to turn your head, just so that you're stretching your neck as equally as you can. But try not to ever push any sensations away. You don't need to assess or criticize or analyze at all. Let yourself feel what you feel, whatever comes up, without too much attention or emotion with it. Just observe, no need to attach. And of course, that is always the challenge in this practice. Mindful but kind observation. On your next inhale, round your spine back up to a seated position, so you'll be coming into hero pose. Inhale, roll the spine back up, bringing your hands toward your knees, your hips. If the knees are open, bring them together. Make your adjustments, tops of the feet on the mat, shoulders down and back. Arms by your side or hands rested on the lap, so your shoulders can relax. Hands to the knees, long spine. Inhale, lift the heart, the chin, the chest, and shoulders back. Exhale, round forward. Inhale again, chest up, shoulders back, little backward bend for the spine, open the heart. Exhale, round forward, chin to chest. Lean back a little bit, pull the belly button in and up toward the spine. And one more time, inhale. Lift up the heart, draw the shoulders back, expand the front body. And exhale, round into yourself again, chin to chest. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, relax your shoulders. Bring your feet forward in your easiest way. So first coming onto your bum, might need to scoot yourself forward on the mat so that you can roll down, use the length of it. If you feel like you could get a little bit more expansion through the front body and you're looking for a bit of opening at the end here, you can try incorporating a pillow under your spine or maybe a yoga block. So I'll show you both. I generally use the block lengthwise, bringing it really close to the hips or bum. Lift up the chest and the ribs, and then slowly lower down onto the block. You can always bring another block over your, or under your head, pardon me, or a pillow. Or if you're comfortable, just let the back of the head rest on the mat. Soften your shoulders as much as you can. You can set the block up at any level and at any point along your spine or your shoulders to get a bit of a different stretch. See what feels right for today, and just don't force it here at the end. Try to really soften and relax. I'll bring in the pillow to show you what that looks like. Just very similar to what we were just doing with the block, but just a little bit less intense. So I've got quite a small pillow here. So soften over the pillow just like I did the block, but here my shoulders come more easily to the mat. I don't think they were touching at all when I had the block underneath my spine. You might prefer this, or maybe you want to be just in Savasana today, flat on your back or with a hand on the heart and one on the belly or hips. Find something that feels relatively comfortable. It doesn't have to be totally easy or without any effort. But make sure that it's not causing you any strain or stress. Two more deep breaths wherever you are here today. Bringing your awareness to your heart center. You can come into a final Savasana if you're not there yet. Let your entire body sink into the mat. Let the floor support you. You don't need to hold yourself in any particular shape. Be present with the breath without any judgment. You can bring the hands to the heart if you like, or whatever feels most natural to you. Offer yourself some compassion, some love. Give yourself whatever kindness you might need today. And thank yourself for your practice as authentically as you can. As you feel ready, slowly come back up to seated in your easiest way, maybe rolling over to one side first, and slowly helping yourself back up. Spend as much time in a seated position as you feel you need today, either continuing your meditation or just slowly bringing yourself back to your day. That's it for our practice. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat. If you have any questions, please drop them under the video below, or feel free to message me directly, and you can reach me straight through my website at saraspondayoga.com. I'll link all that information right under the video. Please do subscribe if you enjoyed this practice and you would like to come along for more just like these, and a little bit different as well. We love to do some power and vinyasa yoga. But do subscribe to my channel so that we can continue to share this content, these free classes. And if you have any recommendations, any suggestions or requests, I am more than happy to receive those. Please send them my way. Hope you have a beautiful day. Namaste.